All right, and we're live. Welcome back to another episode of Salisbury Anarchy. The year is 497. We're going to quickly get some introductions from our players here, and then we're going to dive into the Saxon raid on Salisbury. We'll start with Thomas.
Hello, my name is Thomas, and I'll be playing Sir Edrich of Winterbourne, Stoke, Marshal of Salisbury, and Baron of Vagon, currently returning from Somerset with a very successful campaign.
Indeed, Edrich is alive, even though Thomas looks like a ghost with that backlight from the window coming through right now. Florence.
Hey,
we'll go to...
it's angelic.
Yeah, we'll go to Mark next.
Hello, my name is Mark, aka Cats Meow, and I am running. I had a complete brain fart. Hello, I'm Mark, aka Cats Meow. I'm here. I normally play Sir Florence. This week, I'll probably be playing someone else. I also do some own stuff, but right now, let's focus on some Pendragon. I'm excited. Let's get into it.
All right, and Liam.
I'm Liam. I am going to be playing, I assume, Sir Virgil D. Durnford / Sir Virgil D. Devices, Baron of Devices. Bob said some real concerning things to us in the chat right before we got started, so I'm very much looking forward to utilizing some things that I have seeded long ago.
You're muted.
Oh, I turned Liam up a little bit. If anyone sounds incredibly quiet, just let me know and I'll do something about that.
I have a brand new mic, so it's...
Indeed. We're doing some... We're sorting it out. You do sound... I might even 200% you. One sec.
Sure. I can also tweet my stuff here, too. I have it down a little bit low so you don't pick up my mouse or anything, but it is viable to check.
I just realized my volume was down a little bit. That's probably what it was. So we're good there. All right. We're gonna go ahead and start right away with a siege from Wessex. So reports come in, unfortunately, kind of too late for everybody. We're gonna quickly figure out where Virgil was at this point. So, Virgil, you were in Devices. We'll kind of zoom in with you, actually. I'm going to start with a little scene for Virgil. So, Virgil, you're in Devices waiting for Nanteleod's army to come in through Calm, which is like the north of you, near Marlborough. One of your... what do we call the jimmies? Is that what they're? The dogs, or hounds, right?
Yeah, we've got... so the hounds have a couple different categories. The ones that are you asking for the ones that are on me at all times?
Yes.
Those ones are, I believe, the jimmies.
Jimmies are, and then the hounds are your general, every night you've recruited. Is that correct?
Yeah, the hounds are all of them.
Okay. So... You have one of the hounds, not one of the jimmies, come in. Very clearly has just arrived urgently, kind of out of breath.
Oh, dear. And I think Virgil will kind of make his way down. What's going on? You rode hard and fast. I assume there's some dramatics that need to be attended to.
He looks hesitant, like he's not sure with that description that this fits that, but he says, "We've just received notice from our eyes in Uphaven. Nanteleod's army has arrived there and is continuing to march south. They must have gone through an alternate path for... they came from the East Road. Perhaps near Marlborough."
That's not what we were expecting them to do.
Oh.
Oh no. And I think he'll just walk away from the knight for a second, and like grab one of his sergeants or something and go, find out what else he needs to tell us, and make preparations.
Sir. All right. What is Virgil going to do coming out of this? What is his focus? What are his immediate steps?
Bad. This is bad. Assuming that they're assuming that they're not just casually moving down to hang out. I think there's two main routes, right? There's the path through the mountains and there's Devices. Devices has been made to be a very tantalizing target. So I think what Virgil's going to do is he's actually going to send his two knights that usually hold Devices with him, the Billies, or no, the Timmies, and he's going to have them together ride urgently to Salisbury or to Sarum with news. And I think he's going to stay at Devices and monitor the situation, prepare to defend it if needed.
Okay. Sounds good.
Devices has been built up to be the place. So he'll be damned if there's a fight here and he's not here.
Right. Okay, you receive notice of, like, assuming they ride hard to Sarum and come back. Let's see. I'm gonna test something for their intrigue. See how bad this gets. Ooh, well, I'll see how intrigue. Oh, this one of your high intrigue knights returns with information.
What have you got for me?
The army, Nanteleod's army marched. It looks like they're heading to Vagon. It seems Sir Edrich and Lord Robert are there to meet them in Vagon.
Vagon? Why have we not heard about this yet?
He looks uncomfortable. I'm not so certain, sir.
Well, does the council believe that we're under attack?
There seemed to be no indication of that, sir. It seems that this was... He pauses, like he wants to say more. He's not necessarily going to volunteer the next thing, because it could be seen as disloyal.
Spit it out, friend.
It seems that not all the council was privy to the information here.
I see. Well then. Why don't we take some volunteers? Send someone to Envoy with Nanteleod's forces and see if they're any more forthcoming with us compared to our own people.
Sir, are we to ride and find Nanteleod's army in Vagon, or to ride elsewhere?
Now, for my understanding, Vagon's pretty far south. That's that's the other place that I've been helping build up.
That is Edric's keep.
Yeah, Vagon's my place.
Oh yeah. Which was the place that I was working with? It was
Mir, Robert de Mir.
Yeah.
Just below it. Same idea though. Almost identical kind of place.
Yeah. So they would assuming so Nanteleod's guys are up near Marlborough more or less, and they're going to be marching downwards through Vagon, which means they're going to theoretically pass right by us or go through Up Avon.
They already were spotted in Up Avon like a week ago. And it sounds like they're heading down towards Vegas.
Oh, okay, they're down there.
So they bypassed you guys. Yeah.
In that case,
Your men would have rode to try and beat them. Yeah.
right. In that case, let's have our fellas. I want devices still full staffed, so I think Virgil's going to take his couple of guys and head down to Vegan himself.
Okay. All right. You reach Vegan. We'll zoom in. We're following you for a reason because Virgil wasn't focused on during a lot of this. You reach Vegan, and you're probably quite displeased to see that Edrich is absent. There's no sign of Nanteleod's army, and there's no sign of Lord Robert, who you were told was apparently here.
Signs of fighting? Or is it look like just nothing's here?
Looks like nothing's here.
What in the goddamn is going on here?
There is a garrison here, like that would defend a raid or something like that, but there's not an army.
I think Virgil. Now let's see. Based on the information we have, they should be here, but they're just not, right?
Yep. Yeah. Which would suggest things have changed from the point you left devices to the point of now.
Okay, well,
Do you want to do some investigating, perhaps?
yes, I would. I would like to do some investigating, and then, because I don't have enough men to really send feelers out in every direction and figure out what's going on, so I think the best bet is to spend a little bit of time in Vegan finding out what we can, and then I think the next bet is to head to Sarum and try to figure out directly from the council what's going on. Maybe I'll start playing some hound pressure. That's what they're supposed to be there for.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of things here. We're going to have Robert, Edrich, and Virgil all do contested intrigues here.
I have a question in relation to this.
Yep.
The information was new to Edrich as well when they arrived in Vagon,
Correct.
so there wouldn't be like counterintelligence aspects he would have made against the people in Sarum, but it's possible his network is just naturally subtle.
Exactly.
Does that change anything in the role?
Nope. Sure doesn't.
My guys are good at what they do. Turns out that being secretive makes understandings happen.
Attaboy, Robert. Attaboy.
Yeah. But
I
you
need
do
to teach him how to be better at this.
You find out that Robert has left, departing back for Sarum, like he left early this morning. You're arriving in at noon, so he's only a few hours ahead of you. Heading back to Sarum. There was no report of Edrich being with him or not being with him, though.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I fuck Edrich. I'm going after the account. Let's see.
I'm married, I'm
Let's see what the
afraid.
Earl has to say. Let's see what the Earl has to say about this.
Okay. Alrighty then. So what we're gonna do here is just give you an energetic roll. To ride hard enough to catch up to Robert, who's not trying to ride
That's
fast.
horsemanship, did you say?
Energetic.
Energetic. Good.
Okay. So you can push past this if you'd like. Basically, you're tired. You came all the way from devices already. You haven't been sleeping since all this news came in about Nanteleod. you're frustrated, and as you're riding, you're just feeling tired. So you can push past it. There just might be some minor penalties to certain things going forward, or you can stop and to a better pace.
I think we're gonna rest. I think we'll stop at some place, a village nearby, and make sure some accommodations are taken care of. And I think Virgil is actually going to try really, really hard not to kill someone in between the time that it takes to get some lodgings and reach the Earl.
Yeah. All right.
He will
Prudent.
quit so that he gets some rest. Prudent. That's funny. Maybe I should have rolled that one, actually.
Yeah. Would you rather? I mean, are you famously reckless?
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Still reckless?
Yeah.
No.
Well, then let's take this back. Then maybe, maybe we should get you to roll reckless first. Yeah. Okay. So reckless wins. Yeah.
Never mind. Fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah. You think about it. You think about being prudent, and then you don't. You push on. You make it to Sarum. When you arrive, everything looks all perfectly well. No sign of Nanteleod's men. No sign of Edrich.
I think he's actually gonna legit stomp into the room, and as he like if he recognizes Bar or anyone who's supposed to be here, gonna go, "What the hell is going on?"
Bar raises a brow. What?
What's changed? We've been all over Sarum looking for you. Looking for the Earl, looking for Edrich. And no one seems to know where they are, or why they're not at Vagan, or why they are at Vagan, or...
Oh, the Earl
No one.
has returned.
From where?
Vagan.
I know that, Bar. In fact, that's the one piece of information I do have. Where's Nanteleod? Where's Edrich? What's going on? Why was I not seen fit to be included?
They would have passed by devices on their way in. Yes?
They did. Up Avon, about a week ago. A little more.
You run. He looks confused. Anyways, as far as Nanteleod, the small council is permitted to know, so you're permitted to know. They took the forest path to Wells.
I see. Why?
Why exactly? Are you asking for tactical information?
I'm saying that for as long as I've known Edrich, he's been plagued by fairy creatures and hates them with a passion. Why would he take such a risk like that?
Last I knew, Edrich was in Vagon still.
I've just come from Vagan. There is no Edrich there.
Well, that's news to me. So we're without our marshal? Please tell me you didn't go back into the forest and try to combat raiders. Our coffers are only so deep.
If I knew, Bar, I promise you, you'd be the first to know in this moment. But yes, seems that with our enemies closing in multiple directions and a foreign army marching through our lands, our marshal is once again missing.
Well, we should speak to the Earl about it. Perhaps he or his mother know.
That would be nice. And Fog, forgive my temper.
You said nothing of a slight to me, nor the Lord. I have no need to... There's no apology required. And with that, you reach the Earl. It's Robert, his mother, and his uncle that are together.
His uncle. Which one's that guy again? That's the
Seneschal steward, the Seneschal, yeah.
Yeah.
The guy.
That guy, right?
You guys
Like
were.
that guy.
You guys weren't super big fans of the
Rufus.
Seneschal. Yeah, of Rufus. That's Rufus.
Rufus.
Oh, Rufus. That's right. I remember that guy. What a guy, Rufus. Okay. I think Virgil will go through the normal motions, and I have a request to speak to the Earl.
The Earl's ready to see you. The Seneschal says.
Thank you.
Robert smiles as you enter, and the other two kind of just look surprised to see you. Like, oh. And Robert says, Sir Virgil, you came down.
Yes, not under as pleasant circumstances as I would have liked. There's no emergency, unless you can't tell me where exactly we've misplaced our marshal.
What do you mean by this?
I mean, our marshal's gone again. I had assumed that you knew where he went, considering he was last sighted in Vagon, and I'd just come from there, and there is no marshal there.
Huh. I just came from there as well. Idrich was there when I left.
Were Nanteleod's forces there as well?
They were. Not alone. There with Cadwy. And everyone else kind of looks. Everyone else in the room looks at him when he says that.
Oh.
I see. The forest path makes a lot more sense now, I suppose. Given that I can't seem to find Edrich anywhere, and I've been all over the county looking for him, I hope someone in this room can tell me that it isn't possible that our marshal chose to go with Nanteleod's forces without giving any of us warning.
1 second.
Not loving that, whatever that is.
I sent him. And with that, his mom looks at him with a surprised look. His uncle looks at him with a surprised look. Bar turns and raises a brow. He wasn't paying attention before.
Why?
The Magician King offered access to the mines. The ones taken from us. I ordered Edrich and many of his men to ride in support of them, but not under our banner.
See. I trust your judgment in this, Robert. It was a bold choice to make, and I see that it will be a wise one for us.
He nods. He expected more, I think, more resistance from you than you gave him.
He kind of looks down for a moment and goes, I will do my best, of course, to act in his place until he returns. We are still under a great deal of threat, and I would like to have confidence in Salisbury's defenses.
Did you intend to return to devices then? If not, you're welcome to spend time here.
If Nanteleod is marching to Wells, I think devices is likely safe for the moment. Without the Marshal, it is wiser for me to remain in Sarum closer to our other enemies. Though I do long to be atop its battlements, should fight break out.
Well then, you have no choice but to aid me in a night of games and food. Seneschal, uncle, see that a feast is readied. Pheasant, please. So with that, we kind of pan away from Virgil for a bit. And we are going to make some tough calls here, guys. As noted out of character in the reference, Salisbury is being raided. And they've come up through Camelot Forest, bypassing Winchester and Duplain.
Luckily, that's where we've been concentrating the forces that weren't on the lookout for Cornwall.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So, these are raiding parties, not an army. So, forces, defenses, alerts go out, but moving an army to keep up with raiding parties is very difficult. They're going to follow up the three forks of the river and hit Idmiston, Durnford, and Winterbourne, Stoke, and everything in between. So we'll be rolling for that. A standard raid applies. It's a convoy or two of men. Again, the Saxons are known for just a large amount of fighting force compared to you. Even if you were to take all your commoners, they just still outnumber you. And obviously your average Saxon can outfight your average commoner. With the exception maybe of Durnford, who has been spending some time training their commoners.
Indeed. I cannot give my commoners a weapon. They might like me, but there's no guarantee that lasts.
Here,
They're so dumb.
Can you please overthrow me in the process of this? Thanks.
Virgil's lost relationship with his commoners every single year since I've taken control of him.
All right. Give me 1 sec here, guys, and then we will get started.
Love to imagine, like, partway through the weapons training is the Master at Arms going, now, we're just gonna say you shouldn't use these skills to overthrow the Lord, even though he talks about the ringing and the buzzing in his ears whenever he hasn't spilled blood for a couple of days. He's on the other side of the county, it's fine.
All right. So we're gonna start specifically with Virgil to know where, if anywhere, Virgil plans to resist a raiding party.
That's a great question. So, like you said, it's kind of hard to keep up with their general pace. So, kind of our best bet is to pick a place and hope they come to you, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like weathering a storm. It's like, where do you want to defend against a storm? That's kind of what you're doing in this case. Which place do you want to defend? Now, the risk of raiding parties impacting devices, assuming it's exactly as described, the risk of them having any chance against Vagon is almost none.
Yeah. So, it'd be one of the manors that we'd want to pick. Now, assuming it's a kind of a blanket where it's like if you say hold, if we commit to holding Winterbourne gun it and we hold Winterbourne gun it, that means that would leave Durnford and other places exposed, right? You'd want to get an even spread as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, then Durnford it is. Sorry, Idmiston and the Winterbournes. Don't give a shit. Goodbye.
Hey, what you gonna do?
Tough, but fair.
Serum's safe, right?
Should be.
Serum is safe, right?
Yes. Assuming everything is true. I'm just gonna test something. Okay, that didn't. Yeah. Someone not
Testing to see if it's true. Ooh, glazed eggs.
Okay. So the general idea, guys, is if you have someone here to defend, you can use them. Let's start with. We're gonna start with right to left because it's kind of the order in which it's gonna hit. So it's gonna hit you, Mark, first. In Idmiston. Who is your most senior defending knight there? You're muted or something.
I think it's Iago.
Oh, there you go.
He's the only one left.
All right. And he probably has no siege skill.
No, he doesn't have much of anything.
What about... So the question is, do you have a steward that you pay for?
I do.
Okay. Roll me 3d6. Actually,
These things.
hold on. I need to change that. These are just stewards. Roll me, what's a more reasonable one?
2d4?
Yeah. Roll me 2d4.
People. 5.
Okay. You, the steward has a siege of 5. They are part of being a steward is making sure the defenses are looked after. That's kind of the idea. That siege skill would not be usable in an offensive siege. So it's specific to a defensive. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
And you have your DV of Idmiston?
Yes, it is 8.
Okay. So you're going to be rolling a D20 versus 5 plus 8.
Oh, D20 versus... That's just a 17. That's not right. 13. Let's go. D20. $13. Nope, there. and a 19.
All right. Idmiston will have effects here. Yeah. Roll a night. Manors. Hell. Success, critical success, reduce property destruction. Were you building anything for Idmiston this year?
Not this year.
Okay. Let's see. So, you are going to be pillaged this year. So, for weather rolls, Idmiston will suffer the effects of pillaged. More importantly, that sucks for you as someone who was who was trying to host something with Robert later this year.
Yeah.
It makes we're also going to see how Iago does as the lead defending knight. So without the DV, I need you to make a battle roll -5, a weapon skill roll -5, and a siege, which is the score of your DV -5.
Okay. So he's going to start off by using his passion of love family.
That'll apply to one roll only.
Only one roll. He'll use it on the defense.
Okay.
Success. So he gets a +5, which makes it straight.
Yeah, so just against the DV then.
Nope. Spare. -5. Success.
He's not personally injured. So that's good. Or at least not critically injured.
Yeah, and then it's 320 versus 8 -5 is 3. Nope.
Okay.
Iago really beefed it this time.
He buffed it, dude.
You lose 8 Libram.
Ouch.
It's like, go away with Idmiston's cattle.
My cattle.
And then just giving you a base collateral damage roll. So this is like when we do in battle. 15's under 16, you're good. So no personal damage. So that would have been worse if you failed your weapon skill roll.
Yeah.
All right. So Idmiston, Newton, Tony, Winterbourne, Gunnet, and Cholderton are all sieged. I'm gonna see something for Cholderton. Actually, can I?
This one can't take a fucking break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get a D100 from Liam and a D100 from Thomas, real quick?
Right, you are.
Fuck yeah.
93.
93 for Thomas. 55 for me. The best number. Don't have a cow, man. Yeah, don't take our cow, man.
Okay. Yeah, Cholderton. I'm just gonna see here. We'll say Cholderton's about the same as Idmiston, and kind of in the same situation because I don't think Erwin lives there most of the time, so it's probably a similar thing.
Oh.
Oh. They do defend to some degree. Sorry, they just suffer raided, not pillaged. If Mark fumbled, that would have been plundered, by the way. So, yeah. So we move to Durnford now. Virgil is here, so you get to use Virgil's siege plus So you're going to be making a siege plus your DV skill.
I wish I had leveled that up this last year, especially considering I've been working so hard on building stuff. Okay, siege and then plus defense value. And then what? Do I get a bonus for the peasants as well?
Yeah, you know what? You have spent quite a bit of deal explaining that. So we're going to actually, we're going to add a +2 for the DV.
Okay. So that should give me...
They're still peasants at the end of the day, but they definitely fight. They fight where most run. So, you know.
Not bad. I will take this. Here we go. That's a success, baby.
Okay. Now I still need for Virgil's personal combat, I need just a battle and a weapon skill of your choice.
This game's easy.
Very nice.
Yeah. So Virgil's actually present, which kind of, helps the situation. Collateral damage wise, you have nothing. So you come out of it successfully.
Wait, shit. Hang on. I accidentally added one to my siege as well. That would have been a crit.
Oh yeah.
My DV is 6 plus 2 for the peasants. That would have been 10. No, that's not right.
No.
Oh yeah, plus my skill. That would have been 10. Yeah.
Your skill's a 2?
For my skill. Yeah, my skill's a 2. There we go. I'm like, did I just fuck myself? No. It would. Yeah.
And like, oh wait, I failed.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you failed.
2 for the peasants, 2 for the 2 for my siege skill, and then 6 for my defense value. That would have been 10.
Okay. That's 10. Mark, we're just gonna go backwards a little bit. Mark, roll a d10.
Two.
Okay. Roll 2d100.
$91 and 2.
Okay. Iago is Iago gets 30 glory. Let's start with that for fighting in a siege.
I'll record
There.
that.
Iago is also taken hostage.
What? No. That's worse. That's bad.
God damn it, Iago.
You got surrounded. Since they actually breached the wall, you got surrounded. So.
Yeah.
All right. We move to Durnford. Roll a d10.
I love a D10.
Thomas, we're getting some ASMR noises from you, just to let you know.
Very sorry.
Crunchy.
Okay, nothing abnormal in Durnford there. But you did crit siege. So we're going to say that you actually capture the leading Saxon raider, who's like, they're like a Harithgani. We're not talking big money. This isn't like some major thing, but it's probably like, it'd be like the equivalent of a vassal knight.
You're too small fish for me to name a horse after, but I'll name one of the chickens after you if you like.
I'm gonna get my weird adopted son to kill you.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have one of those. No shit.
All right, Liam, why don't you roll?
Yes.
Why don't you roll a d20? You're trying to hit a 10 or under for me.
6.
Oh, that's good. And roll a d10 for me.
another d10. 7.
Okay. 7. Okay. Berwick St. James is defended.
7. Very nice. Woo. 7, 8, 8.
All right, we move to Winterbourne Stoke.
Alrighty. I'll say, before whatever happens, I'm glad you defended Durnford, because Amesbury Abbey being sacked would suck for all of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I've got a question for you, Bob.
Yes, it would have.
Normally, Cynstenian would be handling this sort of thing, and in his absence, my darling wife. Now, I have Cynstenian stats, but he almost died from a disease last year, and he's spending this year to recover.
Yep.
Would he be able to use those stats, or is it my gigantic wife?
It's your gigantic wife in this case.
Hell yes. I don't have her stats.
Indeed. She is competent in skill, but she's not someone that fights all the time. So roll a d6 plus 12 for her primary weapon skill, which will be axe.
13.
That seems a little low. We'll make it a 15. Say she started at 13.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also roll, rather than 2d4, we'll do 2d6 for her siege.
Indeed, because she siege things.
Actually, hold on. Would she be in Winterbourne Stoke, or would she be in Vagon?
She'd probably be in Winterbourne Stoke, mostly considering the fact that if it doesn't have a defender, if Cynstenian is not up, then
so that's
it's
why.
not defended.
That's why.
Yeah.
So she went to take over for the year because Cynstenian is out with the plague.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
But yeah, it's either her or the token Fae that I've got on staff.
that's not a good idea. Don't do that one.
No, not at all.
Okay. So her siege is actually quite high. She's got an 8 in it. Let's start with that. So 8 plus your DV in Winterbourne Stoke, and you're going to be rolling a D20
Which
again.
is, indeed, which is an 11. So we'll be rolling a 1d20 versus a 19. Just don't fumble. 16 versus 19.
Okay. Now, an important roll. You're going to roll her weapon skill plus 1 because you won the trade here.
Yeah, I do not want her to die. This is gonna suck. So this is 1d20 versus 16. 3 versus 16.
Okay. She dealt with that just fine. And then a battle skill test for her. She was named as someone competent in battle, so roll a 6 plus d10, or plus 10, I mean. Sorry, a d6 plus 10.
I figured. 15.
Okay, 15. All right, so roll against the 15. And you can put these stats on her sheet now. She's been around
Yeah,
long
I don't
enough,
think-
too.
Yeah, I don't think I have a sheet for her.
Yeah, she could be in your entourage, so there's like wives and stuff in that, yeah.
Yes, good idea. Oh, 19 versus 15.
Okay, that might lead to something bad. Roll a d10.
Come on, Space Jesus, don't let me have to get her back again.
Roll
5.
2d100.
That is a 28 and a 100.
Okay, that makes sense. The place is defended. Roll me 2d10.
Let's do it. 10.
It was a ploy, mostly for them to get at your cattle. You lose 10 librum.
Those bastards, the peasants are gonna hold it against me, aren't they? But yes, that is totally fine by me. Most important thing is that my wife is safe. Where do I have my librum?
And then we're gonna roll 4d6 to see if she gets collateral. She does. She gets 1 wound, so real minor, like literally 1 point of damage. So,
I will say this because I hate myself. Would she fight with a shield, given that her weapon is an axe?
yeah, I think it's one-handed.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she doesn't fight with a great axe, so.
Alright, perfect. So 10 librum. Good.
7 still wouldn't have done much anyway. So. Yeah. All right, gents. With that, things come to a close there.
Very nice.
We're gonna quickly move away from this. Go back to some other music. Oh, you might be on mute, Liam, if you're talking to us. If you're not, then don't worry about it.
Virgil continues to be the coolest.
Okay. We'll zoom in on a conversation with Edrich and Virgil. We'll maybe sync up in Sarum. Edrich has received news after, anyways. Yeah, if you know, you know. Edrich's back, and I'm assuming after the raids and stuff, Virgil reports back in the Sarum.
Indeed. I just want to imagine Edrich coming home and seeing bits of gore and decapitated Saxons in the across the fields of Winterbourne Stoke and going, "My gigantic wife is the best. I love her so much."
All right.
But yes. Yeah.
Edrich and Virgil. This is we'll have the scene be between the two of you, just because we don't always have in-character interactions with group.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So Virgil, it's good to see you. I see that the Saxons have sent a raiding party. A poor time for it. Yes. It is good that you defended the north. Given Queen Igraine's position, we could not handle her being held hostage by them. And who knows what they would have planned. You did well in my absence. Forgive me for that. Has the Earl informed you of the reasoning?
Does the Queen live at North Wing or Abry?
Last time I checked. Was that an out-of-character thing?
No, that's in character.
Oh, in character, yes, she's mentioned it. There have been kidnapping attempts previously. That's why we've increased the guard.
I didn't think it was that one.
I see. Regardless, beyond a small change in plans, the offensive went quite well. It's only unfortunate that I was not present when the Saxons sent a raiding party. This is only a sign of a larger offensive, I believe, and we shall have to be ready. More ready indeed than we were before.
Fine.
Did we lose anything of import?
Well, a few lives, but nothing major. I think Idmiston was hit decently hard. Beyond that, our people did good.
I'm glad to hear it. Yes. The manors on the eastern side were hit hard by the Saxons last time they raided. We shall have to ensure they do not get that chance again. War comes. I can smell it on the horizon. And despite efforts taken, I do not think Cornwall will be silent either.
So, what's your plan?
As far as it is, the garrison is in a fine place. That said, we can generally pull a number of them back from the northern border. If Summerland is not taken for Estragales... Wait, no, not Estragales. For Escavalon. And indeed returned to native Somerset or Kincadway, it should be relatively easy to assume they are not coming from there. But Cornwall and the Saxons can attack with freedom of the seas, from south, from east, from west. They will be where attacks will be coming from. For now, centralize the armies, keep patrols on a general route, and the defenses of devices, how strong are they? Are they ready to your specifications, or do you need more time?
That's a great question. Bob, where's Healthier in the process? Is it all set?
Devices is ready to go.
Devices is ready. I've had Healthier working down south, making sure that, well, I want every eventuality to be planned for to the best of our ability.
Precisely.
That said, if we can bait them to devices, it'll be a death trap for them.
The chances that they will go to devices through the reclaimed Somerset and some of Estragales, I don't know why I keep doing that, and Escavalon is low, but it is not zero. They will attempt to attack upwards and reclaim the land that they have lost in the contested borders, and if they decide to quest into our lands through there, they will lose those limbs. Now, though, Demir seems like the most likely place of attack for Cornwall, and, as we've seen, we know where the Saxons will be traveling. Unless they arrive via boat.
So I guess our plan is to just wait then.
While ensuring the garrisons are maintained and patrols keep a steady lookout. If I can count on your hound's expertise, there will be good scouts, ensuring that forward operations of the Saxons are noted. I do not trust Cerdic to not pull something.
In enters Erwin.
You'll have
Thank you. Sir Erwin.
How fares the Durnford and Winterbourne Stoke?
I can't speak for Winterbourne Stoke, but Durnford and Bradwick St. James held very well. I hope that your home fared better this time as well.
Things are well?
I'm glad to hear it. As for my manor, my wife handled it well.
Good. Idmiston has been plundered. Or not plundered, sorry. Out of character. I didn't say plundered. What's the middle one?
Pillaged.
Pillaged. Edmiston has been pillaged. Suriago has been taken captive.
So Iago taken... That's all of the brothers of Florence pretty much unaccounted for. With Rhodri likely still deep in contested lands and Iago gone, who runs the manor, such as it is? That actually might be a question that I can ask you, Bob. Do I, have a knowledge of House Idmiston?
You would. Yeah, I think there's fair... so that's a question for Mark. With all the brothers gone, who's running the remnants of the manor?
It would be... give me a moment while I'm looking up the family tree.
Well, while he does that, I'll just cut in with Erwin, and Erwin will say, I've heard reports in Duplain. It seems that the siege of London is underway.
Excellent. I believe... Oh yes, continue.
I don't want to jinx it, but It almost sounds like everything's going well for once.
Despite the recent setbacks, we have seen a number of positive swings in our direction. I imagine that will change. This raiding party is likely the antecedent for something greater. We shall have to be on our guard, and I shall say as much when the rest of the small council gathers. For Iago, I shall have to see if a ransom demand has been made, or if a rescue attempt will need to be conducted.
And the person in charge of the Idmiston household, well, the rest of the family away, it's Lady Obby, the widow of Bledick.
Oh, interesting. And I forgot she was still around.
Yeah.
Yes. Indeed, then it would be Lady Obby, who will be maintaining the land and responsible for its recovery. If London is retaken, it will mean a division in many of the Saxon lands, and it will mean that we will reclaim our heartland. I hope, and I have faith, that God and the strong sword arms of the Kimri will see it through. For now, though, we must look to our borders.
Indeed. Very well then. Is there anything we must look after while we wait for news from the east and the west?
Depending on how hard many of the houses were hit, we may have to consider some manner of austerity measures or decrease in the taxation. But I do not believe things were that bad. I shall have to check the ledgers. Either way, it's certainly cheaper than paying tribute.
Very good. All right, guys, with that, we're going to take our only 5 minute for the night, and then when we return, we're going to see what Sir Florence is up to. We'll be back soon. Yeah. As we come back, we see Florence at the helm of an army marching. Now, Florence, we have some stuff to sort out here, but you made clear what your next moves were after Bath. After the victory in Bath.
Question. Yep. That I would like to ask, because it will be very dependent on what happens next. I've noticed pretty much every other baron has 2 squires. Florence only has 1 listed. Would it make sense for him to have another squire?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You'd have your personal squire and then you'd have 1 for the role of the baron.
Alright. In that case, should we roll for how old they are, or will we just go with the base?
Roll for how old they are.
Alright. So what am I rolling?
14 plus 1d6.
14 plus 1d6. That didn't work.
Just roll d6 and add 14 to it.
Oh, 15.
15. All right.
Alright. And if I remember correctly, both my squires can attempt to heal me for each wound, or can they only heal a wound each?
1 attempt on a wound. Only 1 attempt can be made on any one wound.
Never mind then. My situation does not change.
Actually, no, that's not correct. I've been inconsistent with this rule. I think it's fair if given enough time. So, like, in a single round, you can't get 2 people to try and heal the same wound. But out of combat, out of battle, you can.
Okay. So in that case, may I roll for my other squire to see if I heal something like
Just know that a fumble's bad when you're trying to deal with
fumble's
it.
bad.
As we saw with Udyr. So.
Yeah. Squire name, TBD.
Tybalt.
15. Tybalt.
Lovell.
Lover. Lover. That works.
It's not
I'm
French.
scared of everything.
Level. Level.
Level. Yeah, he just spent time in, we can assume that's fairies, given he just spent time in Summerland. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
The Squire's a reasonable boy.
Failure and failure. Never mind. Changes nothing.
Really shaken by the Fae.
I did
not
not
have
have a great time.
It sounded to me originally,
19.
okay. It sounded to me originally like you had a plan. Is that plan going away then, given this?
Oh, he's still doing what he planned to do. Despite the pain and damage it's going to do to him, he needs to do this. It's part of his plan. He needs this victory.
All right. Let me move you all over to the 507 map. Okay. Now, we pick up with Florence marching. About half of the army that he started with from Wales remains. You see... Are you approaching from the south of the river or the north of the river?
Would probably be the south.
Okay. In the distance, we see the two towers of Great Bridge and the bridge between them. All right. So the intent is to siege, yes?
Yep.
All right, I will warn you. This isn't going to be easy.
Yep.
The North Tower, having been recently sieged, is in not good condition, but the South Tower is doing okay from this side. Hey, we got a advantage roll for Edrich later. If you want to park that can be run for the next session too. Thanks, Insomnia Knight. I'm just gonna go.
I was almost excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna go quickly deal with a cat here. 1 second. It's just nonstop meowing.
No problem.
What's so great about this bridge? Says Florence, marching towards it with an army. Exactly. And we're never going to shame you for hating your country.
All right. So we got a couple advantages going in. As we start the siege of the South Tower, I have a question before we do that, and I'll get Thomas to look that up for me, if you could so kindly. Mark, are you at less than half damage?
Yep.
Okay, can you look up aggravation rolls or aggravation damage for me?
Shall do. Bear with me for a quick moment.
Yeah, just you can chime in when you get there. Until then, this is going to be a little more of a rules light, and we're not going to do the full battle for this. We'll do like a slightly narrative version of it. Florence, how are you leading carefully given your current state, or are you leading right from the front here? Like what's...
No, he's leading from the back.
Okay. So we'll assume that...
Being strategic.
Yeah, we'll assume most things won't get to you. Okay. So here's what we're going to start with. Given the situation, we're going to start with a diplomacy roll to see if you manage to negotiate access to...
Surrender?
No, access to siege weapons.
Okay.
Because you are sieging an actual tower, not a manner and whatever.
Curiosity. Could my hospitality apply as I'm attempting to sort of requisition the siege weapons?
Yes, because they're being taken from Meliodas.
All right.
As you're doing that, aggravation depends on the action they're doing. Light aggravation, walking slowly, eating heavily, talking or writing, is 1 damage. Moderate, walking, riding, dancing, romancing, and arguing is 2. Strenuous, which is fighting, running, climbing, or traveling, is 3 damage.
All right.
It looks like it'd be 2 damage and then 1 damage.
And what's the duration? How often does that happen? Is it daily when you're doing it?
I think it's every incident. Let me quickly check. Successful state, fights. Yeah, I think it's per activity. Is he currently below half health?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so it's each separate incident that the game master judges, if it counts as a separate one. So, like, for instance, diplomacy, though it might involve moving around and talking, is generally just 1.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna assume that leading from the back is gonna be 2. The march there is gonna be 2,
yeah.
And the diplomacy. I'm not even gonna bother you with diplomacy. You were at rest. Yeah.
All right.
That was
one away from being unconscious.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. Okay. So
First of all,
yeah. What was that?
hospitality for the diplomacy roll. Success, so I get a +10, as it is in a exalted passion. Now, out of curiosity, if I got a critical, what would that get me?
I'm gonna leave it with you don't know what that means. You don't know what the stakes
I'm
are.
going to use one of my advantages.
What do you mean by advantages?
I have 2 advantages from the from people.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, you don't have to declare until you roll, though, right?
Good.
You can roll first, Mark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why.
Oh, then in that case, I'll use it now to re-roll the diplomacy to try and get a critical.
Okay, you already rolled diplomacy. I'm saying you get to roll it first, and then you don't have to use it if you crit.
Oh, I've already rolled diplomacy. I rolled a 13.
I don't see it.
Oh, did it not show up?
Are you in the wrong?
Hold on. I'm in the wrong fucking thing because I need to check my health. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, right.
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties.
Right, you're in Nanteleod's because that's where we had that battle. That makes sense.
That one sounded like user error to me. I'll be real.
User error difficulties.
My HP maximum is no. That's because it's the wrong fucking. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
It's the downside of having many character sheets.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Here we go. Let's go. Hospitality. Success. I get a +10 because it is an exalted passion. I'm going to use one of my rerolls on this.
Alrighty.
God damn it. Well, it's a success. Just a standard success.
Okay, so success. You have access to them, and as you're sieging this castle, you're gonna be at a +2 for the siege, a -3 for the army, for the fact that you have half the size of an army that you actually need to siege here. So
Yeah.
you are going to be rolling a siege roll -1.
-1?
Every round you can call on a passion.
Passion?
But you pretty much have one shot at each of these, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Then I run out of time.
Yeah.
Alright. Rolling honor. A success. That was almost a crit. So this is siege, -1, +5. So this is +4 to siege in total. My siege is a 16.
Good.
I have 1 advantage to burn left, and then that is it. That's a 3 success.
Okay. It is contested. You're going against someone that this one will have an 11.
A card has been drawn,
Oh,
and a bonus card for Florence and Edrich.
Okay.
hey.
Okay. Florence, Edrich.
I have. Do you really need to make me more reckless? Yeah. More energetic.
Onto it.
Indeed.
On might be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So here's the roll on defend the siege. They fail. Okay. You take the southern tower. Give me. This is interesting. You're playing it safe.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a. Actually, no. You're gonna stay away from fighting because if you fight, you're going unconscious.
Exactly. If Florence fights, he's going unconscious and or dying.
Yeah.
That's never stopped me.
It's less getting hit by something and more keeling over as you raise your sword to charge.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. You take the southern tower, and that gives you access to the less defended end of, but still quite defended. Now comes the hard part. You're now trying to siege the tower itself, the actual stronghold itself.
City itself. Stronghold itself, yeah.
Oh, we got another card for Virgil.
All right. Tourney, con, and flirting.
Ooh.
We don't need to get him another paramour. We've.
Hey, I think I'm going for Hellifer next, so, you know.
All right.
No way.
Hands.
No way kids can happen on that one and get me in trouble. This is not possible.
Just not possible. The pernicious Fae.
Okay, we need to see how you're doing here, Mark. So this will be same score, that -1 for the siege, for round 2.
He is going to call upon his loyalty sword of victory, because if the plan of the sword of victory is to succeed, he needs this. Success.
Okay. I will warn you, this one is quite a bit higher than the last. I just need to look at my number here to see what I was rolling against.
See what we go. I have 1 reroll left. And that's it.
Oh, nasty.
I gotta spend this reroll on this. Because I need to succeed or it's a retreat.
Yeah.
I believe on you.
Alright. Let's go again. This is for all the marbles.
All the marbles.
I'm calling upon the audience to give me their energy. For this ultimate grand spirit dice. Let's go. Oh my god!
Thank you very much, audience, for the psychic dice manipulation.
All right. We zoom in. Florence, what is the name, just to give you someone to play off, what is the name of Edric's is Blethyn still kicking around Florence's manor? Or is he handed over to Edrich now? I can't remember.
So Blethyn doesn't know he's a member of a Winterbourne Stoke.
Right.
Like, so he's fully Florence.
We'll just keep him, packed away in case something goes wrong. But in the meantime, I think we see Florence in Blethyn. Blethyn's probably helping Florence in under, over his arm almost, like helping Florence walk that way, like a crutch. As the men are battering down the king's door that's been barred. And you hear the wood crash against the wood over and over, and then finally the door swings open. And there are two knights that leap into action against your men. Your men, outnumbering them, render them useless. And you enter in, and the room is empty. Cadwy's not here.
Think of that. Yeah, Florence looks and goes, "You, knight, where is your king?"
You'll never know. Cornish scum.
Seriously, how did someone lose a man that big? I think we can end on that.
Okay. We will do so. Congratulations. You're still going to get 150 glory for reclaiming this. And this does work in your favor. We'll talk about what that looks like in the next episode as we move into the Christmas and winter portion of the month, or of the phase, the year. So we zoom in now on someone else we haven't seen in a week, or if you watched earlier, a couple of hours. We zoom in on Percy, or as we've been calling him lately once again, Sir Perin. As Perin reaches, you are muted, but as Perin reaches Badin Hill. Oh, well, it didn't show first time, but you're good now.
Perin, how long after the battle was this?
This is like you arriving in, maybe you've been back a week or two. You're back at the hill fort.
Perin's pretty jacked up then. I think if they are moving him, they're having to move him very carefully. And he's been in and out of fever and unconsciousness since the battle. I think most of his named characters died in the conflict, so I think he's going to call his squire Ithel the Squid to him, and he's going to. I think he's going to ask Ithel to collect whoever the top 3 highest ranking knights still alive in the band and have them come to his tent.
All right. I believe one of them died, if memory serves. And yes,
I think most of the named ones died.
Yeah. So we'll just
Arowith and Kinfire.
Yeah. So we're gonna say those 3 aren't present. Next one up is Reared.
Is this all that's left?
Our side suffered great losses, but so did the enemy.
See. I'm sorry to have put you in such a dire position, Mirrid. But did see victory here.
and I think we can take some blessing from that.
Our goal was at least to
I
prevent them forward. It seems that you've done just that, sir.
know that I've made a lot of promises to this band since you've started following me about the future and about Logris. But I promise you, every man who died in that field and every man who survived it has played a part in destiny. Destiny. I need you to do me another favor. To rear it. I know I'm asking much of you already.
Speak it, sir.
Pick some men for promotion. Ones that you think are worthy and willing. I expect for every man that we lost in battle, we'll lose another to other bands to coin. But if you'll stay, I'll have you. And we have to rebuild the work. It's not yet done, it seems.
That man, the Praetor. Is it true? Did he kill Prince Madoc?
Yes. And though many names have been thrown around as the king's killers, I believe it to be him as well. He's claimed it, and I believe it. But that's not what we're fighting for. That's not what we're fighting for. One land and one king. So we're it. The Black Dog and his band serve to be the villains of a story that ends with one land and one king and peace. Do you understand?
I'm going to test something for him, since he has it on his sheet. I do, sir. I believe that God wills it.
For better or for worse, I think at times he speaks to me or through me. Feel a bit like Sisyphus at times. But the progress has been made, even if we can't see it. We have to keep hope with that.
Sir, if you don't rest properly, and he looks down at your javelin wound, he says, everyone will be able to speak through you. And trust me with this.
Feels wrong to not have died out there. But as you said, perhaps God wills it. I'll rest. Pick a few men that you trust, that you believe want to be here. I'll start from there.
The men saw you fight, sir. They saw that you almost had him. I suspect you'll have more loyal than you think.
Thank you for that.
Right. Okay, and so at a high level, for the remainder of the summer, because we're nearing the end of any mustering period, what is your focus as the Black Dog?
Rebuilding and healing for everybody. We lost a lot of numbers, which means our effectiveness is lowered. But I think while he's having to camp out and rebuild, he will put out a whisper campaign as much as he can about the battle. And I think, though, by all intents and purposes, you would say that Percy lost that fight. The Black Dog did. I think he's going to try to wrestle the narrative. And he's going to try to wrestle the narrative into positions so that it looks like it was embarrassing for Sigarius. And I think he's going to give credit to the Kingslaying, to Sigarius, and start framing the Black Dog as a vengeful revenant. That, like Renard just said, like, I think you'll have more people following you than you think. I think he's going to try to use that to bolster the recruitment, if that makes sense.
Yep. That will give me an intrigue test.
Intrigue, you spoil me so. I think I am actually going to impassion for this as well.
That would mean sending, because you aren't part of courts directly, that would mean sending men to, like, mercenary knights to courts and cities and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Especially because I can't move right now for at least a couple of weeks.
Well, it's hard to spread rumors about yourself, right?
That's true. Did you know
Nice.
that? Oh, that's not Virgil though. Did you know that I am actually really cool? Not many people believe it.
While they're hoisting you on a stretcher.
Really? That's upsetting a little bit.
Indeed.
Well,
That's a natural one on my intrigue check with an impassion.
it won't be the crit kind of answer, but it will be successfully propagated through, based on where you are, which is like kind of north of Clarence, if you recall, or on the, I think, eastern side of Clarence.
Yes.
It'll be propagated to Court of Clarence, Glevum, Carlion, up to Bedegrain, down to Salisbury and Silchester. And Dorset. Why not Dorset? And you can take it, of course.
Black Dog. Why are people calling you a vengeful revenant? How much do they know? What do they know?
That's a little too accurate there, Percy. Not sure how I feel about that.
And I hit the nail on the head right there.
Okay. We go back to Sir Edrich just to make sure we pass around some love to everybody. And Edrich, do you have anything you want to focus on for closing the scene?
Nothing as far as a scene goes. Edric's priority is ensuring that further Saxon raids or invasions can't happen. Defense of the borders, ensuring good patrols, all that good stuff. He might spend more time with his wife because she fought a bunch of battles without him.
Okay. Roll a d10 for me. Let's see if anything happens. If not, maybe we'll close out on something else.
Let's do it. 5.
2 d100, sir.
43 and 68. One number away from potentially another child.
Interesting. 2 d100 again, sir.
Oh. 67 and 10.
You have a dream that night. You hear the cries of men. You see the banner of Escavalon beside the banner of Salisbury. Both are broken and tattered. You see you see through your eyes as you ride towards the fallen body of Nanteleod. And you wake in a cold sweat.
Shock of anxiety and worry running through his whole body, sweat soaking him. Edrich is a very spiritual person. And he does believe in prophecy, mostly because he's helped like 3 come about. I think he's quite worried about the next time Salisbury and Nanteleod join forces. I think he'll be quite nervous about the whole thing. But as with many emotions that Edrich has, that nervousness will turn to paranoid rage. And just thinking, like, what force would be lucky or strong enough to defeat the Knights of Salisbury and the Knights of Nanteleod all in one go. He doesn't like that there are many contenders for that. There's Cornwall, there's Wessex, there's a heap and helping of Saxons, and there's a lot.
And as you focus in on the last name, you receive word. King Lot has taken Malahut and Aburkum.
Damn it all. Very well. Thank you for informing me. This shall change our foreign policy.
We zoom in one last time on Sir Florence. As he's in bed rest, one of his knights approaches him. So there's something you should know.
Yes? What is it?
The Winter Prince has been sighted leading an army in Summerland with King Leo de Grants.
I see. Where were they last sighted?
Near the Mendip Hills.
Does it seem as if they marched to war?
It does.
I just hope we do not cross their path.
All right, guys, and with that, is there anything you say or do, Florence, as the knight nods and exits?
I think he simply says, "Send word to the prince. To Prince Mark. Inform him of all that I have accomplished, that I wish to speak with him as soon as he is able. We're running out of time. Get this to him immediately."
And with that, we'll come to a close, guys. We'll be moving towards the close of this year and moving quickly towards the close of Anarchy. This is Salisbury Anarchy, year 507. Let's try again. We're going to do some outros with the gang, and then I'll pass on the love to a raid somewhere. We'll start with Thomas.
Indeed, I have been Thomas and will remain to be so, but I have currently stopped being Marshal Edrich of Winterbourne Stoke, and I'll pick up with him next week. It has been a delightful time, and I very much enjoy being him, and I'm looking forward to hopefully making a prophecy not happen and save King Nanteleod, even though he's not as good a commander as everyone thinks he is. But yes, thank you very much for watching.
All right. Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. I was just looking at our handy-dandy Discord. By the way, did you know we have a Discord? Come check us out. Lots of fun things on there, such as memes, shitposting, as well as notifications on whenever we go live, as well as new projects each of us are working on or are within. For example, I do my own stuff on the Cat's Meow show. I run a vampire game, which Bob is in at the moment, and I have a few other projects that will be coming to life very soon. So stay tuned and tune in next week, as I will probably have an announcement for one of those shows. But otherwise, I've been Mark, aka the Cat's Meow, playing Sir Florence of Idmiston, the Barony of the Axe, and hopefully your future Earl of Devon. But we'll have to see how things go next time.
Excellent. And Liam.
Kill that guy. Hi, everybody. I'm Liam. I played Sir Virgil of Durnford and a little tiny smidge of Sir Percy, the Black Dog. I love this game so much. There's nothing quite like it, and it brightens the sun. It brightens a rainy day, and it bloodies an empty field. So very much a fun time for me either way. I have something to plug. If you guys are interested, I have a podcast with some of our channel friends called On With the Motley, where we take a friend of ours who is unfamiliar with a subject we're passionate about and explain it back to them in a fun little dramatic and sometimes narrative way. Our most recent episode is a prelude on Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2. The next episodes of those will be coming out in the next month, and I'm very excited. Yeah, come check it out if you like hearing good buddies talk about stuff and goof off with each other. So, goodbye, everybody. I had a wonderful time.
Perfect. And yeah, I'm Bob. I don't have a ton to say as we load into this raid. Just going to say that you should check out Legend of the Five Rings on Saturdays with us. And of course, if you aren't part of the local Twitch, please check us out for Pendragon on Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. I appreciate any likes and follows as well. Trying to grow the channel, trying to make this a sustainable thing where we can upgrade our gear for everybody and continue to make this the best experience possible. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week. We're going to raid out to 0 XP official. We'll see you later.